He's three division undisputed, moved up 2 divisions to beat Canelo. So he's probably he's accomplished more than Mayweather for sure.
This may be the last time we see our legend, the greatest fighter of this generation. I told y'all back then that Bud would beat Floyd Mayweather. Y'all didn't believe me.
Do it. But what I'm saying is, if you have a victory over this man now, just does it, for what? Terence Crawford, we know what you are.
Boxing experts are now calling Terence Crawford the greatest of all time after his historic win over Canelo Alvarez. Many point to his ability to rise through multiple weight classes and still dominate as proof of a rare greatness that separates him from past champions. Robert Garcia echoed this sentiment, noting that Crawford achieved something even Floyd Mayweather never dared to attempt. Garcia highlighted how Crawford convincingly swept 9 to 10 rounds while displaying a relentless hunger that Canelo simply could not match. For him, Crawford's triumph is not just another victory, it's one of the most remarkable accomplishments in boxing history.
Has already accomplished too much, has already done too much, and he wasn't, I don't see that hunger in him anymore. I don't see those changes anymore. He fights flat-footed, throws one punch at a time. He's not fast anymore, and that's why I picked Crawford by decision.
Are you surprised how easy it was?
Look, not that I'm surprised, because what I just told you, I think Crawford is very talented, and Crawford is hungry to become a legend. He wanted to become that three division undisputed. He wanted to go up, he wanted to make history by going up 2 divisions to beat Canelo, one of the greatest of all time. So he was hungry for it. I think Canelo has already done so much, has made so much money that he's not hungry anymore.
You think possibly that Crawford is up there with Pacquiao or Mayweather?
I think in accomplishments, he's three division undisputed, moved up 2 divisions to beat Canelo. So he's probably he's accomplished more than Mayweather for sure. Mayweather never became undisputed, but that doesn't mean he's better than Mayweather. I think in a fight at welterweight, Mayweather in his prime would beat Crawford, and Pacquiao in his prime would probably beat Crawford. But Crawford has accomplished more.
Do you think Crawford should retire after this or fight someone else?
Look, I think a rematch would be fucking good for Crawford to just beat him again and do the same thing if Canelo doesn't have any changes. If he doesn't, he needs to do a lot of changes. Canelo needs to do a lot of changes.
Hackett pushed back strongly against claims that Crawford still needs another big fight to cement his legacy, especially when Turki Alshik suggested a showdown with David Benavidez. Hackett insisted that Crawford has already secured his place in boxing history by moving up in weight and decisively defeating Canelo Alvarez, something few believed possible. To Hackett, this was not just another win. It was a career-defining moment that stamped Crawford's name among the sport's all-time greats. He emphasized that Crawford's leap from welterweight to super middleweight to conquer one of the most respected champions of this generation was unprecedented. In his eyes, one fight can sometimes tell the entire story of a career, and Crawford's demolition of Canelo is exactly that.
The Knievel effect, right? All right, you jumped over 3 buses. Let's say if you could do 10 buses. You know what I'm saying? He trying to test his limits, and he think the money is going to keep getting him out there. That fight is pointless. The fight is pointless because nobody ever talked about that fight until now. And then I don't feel like Bud needs a Benavidez. And then that would mean Benavidez would have to go into a different body and bring himself back down to 68 when he's already getting settled in at 175. And you know, I believe Benavidez has some tough tasks in front of him that he want to conquer before even talking like that. I don't even think he wanted to talk like that because there's really no point. He wanted the Canelo fight because Canelo was the man at 68. He was at 68. I don't think he cared about fighting Bud, and I don't think Bud cared about fighting Benavidez. That's just Turkey trying to pull rank. Turkey trying to show he got a golden arm. You know what I mean?
I understand that Turkey likes to make these big grand events, but there's a boxing aspect to this shit too. Like, some stuff gotta make boxing sense. Bringing a dude down that's that's been comfortable at 75, bringing him back down to 68, and then having him fight a dude that just jumped 3 weight classes in 2 fights that started his career off at 35.
Right.
Like, no, bro. No.
Yeah, I don't want to see that fight. There's no point. There's no point. Like I said, Bud, you just go get a line of suits. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to just start talking about this shit.
What kind of suit?
I don't know. I don't know what's the best suits right now.
Showbiz, the adult, described Crawford's achievement as one of the greatest single-fight accomplishments in modern boxing history. He marveled at the way Crawford climbed weight class by weight class, from welterweight to middleweight and finally to 168 pounds, executing a flawless plan to dethrone Canelo Alvarez. For Showbiz, this was no fluke, but the culmination of careful preparation, as if destiny itself had written the script. Crawford looked sharp, polished, and ready for the biggest test of his career. He argued that Crawford no longer needs to prove anything because this was the fight of fights. In his eyes, Crawford's dominance over Canelo has already validated his place among the legends, making any further challenges unnecessary.
Thoroughly just knew there was no way Terence Bud Crawford beat Saul Canelo Alvarez at 168. Canelo Alvarez was the super middleweight undisputed champion and younger. Terence Crawford was 26 at lightweight. Canelo Alvarez at 26, what was he, a middleweight? Terence Bud Crawford just grew to 154 at 36 years old. Canelo hasn't been able to make 154 since he was a baby. Terence Bud Crawford jumped up from welterweight to super middleweight to beat one of the greatest fighters of all time, to become 3-time undisputed in 3 different weight classes. Enough said.
Enough said.
It shed light on his victory against Errol the Truth Spence. That is for damn sure. Just the way he dominated him. Errol Spence was in there like, what the? If Canelo is saying there wasn't shit I can do in there, Errol Spence had to have been in there like, holy shit. It brings light to his resume. Everybody ducked him. We kind of knew that Bob Arum had Manny Pacquiao avoid Terence Crawford. I can't say Manny Pacquiao avoided Terence Crawford, but Bob Arum definitely did. PBC, welterweights in the PBC, all avoided him. I am here to give credit to Terence Crawford for being one of the most ducked fighters in history. So you cannot any longer blame his resume, his greatness, and look at his resume when we all know, genuinely, we have to be genuine, that he is one of the most ducked fighters of all time, like Bob Foster, like Black Murderers Row, Charlie Burley and Eddie Booker and all those guys. Listen, Terence Crawford by himself is Black Murderers Row of this era. Now, do I need Terence Bud Crawford to continue fighting? Hell no. For what? If you beat Terence Crawford now, what do you want him to do? Strip down to 160, lose that muscle mass he has, and be a little bit... We saw that with Roy Jones Jr., but he can do it. He's the everything man. He can do it. But what I'm saying is, if you have a victory over this man now, just doesn't... What for what?
Tim Bradley, one of Crawford's most vocal supporters, felt vindicated after the fight. He reminded fans that he had always called Crawford the baddest man on the planet, and the way Crawford dismantled Canelo Alvarez proved him right. Bradley noted that critics once claimed Crawford was too small to compete at higher weights. Yet he not only competed, but dominated one of boxing's most dangerous punchers with shocking ease. He compared Crawford's performance to a sparring session, highlighting how effortless it looked against a fighter of Canelo's caliber. Bradley believes this win elevates Crawford beyond most champions, even daring to compare him favorably to Floyd Mayweather. For Bradley, Crawford's name now belongs at the very top of any discussion about the greatest fighter of all time.
Tell you. Terence Bud Crawford, the baddest man on the planet. Y'all saying, no, he too small, Tim. He too small. Man, that was easy. That was easy. That was more easier than I thought. Terence said he was gonna have him crying, and he had him crying when they was walking out. They was crying. Oh yeah, they were damn crying. They was upset, head was down. They couldn't believe what they just witnessed. Oh yeah, boxing performance. I told y'all this was gonna be one of the greatest boxing performances of all times. I told y'all. Y'all didn't believe me. Oh, Tim, you over here, you riding Crawford. You riding him like he God. You riding him like he invincible, all this stuff. You don't see that greatness now? You don't see that greatness. Yeah, hey, go ahead and hop on the train. It might be too late now. It might be too late, because guess what? He done. Ain't nothing else he needs to do. Ain't nothing else he needs to do in boxing. Yep, y'all doubt him now? Y'all doubt him now? I saw some of y'all goofies on y'all channels. You come here and you get the real over here. That's what you get over here. You want the real? You want a real breakdown from a real fighter, a Hall of Famer? That's what you do. You come right here and you gonna get the real and you gonna get the truth. Dang it, that's what you gonna get. Leave them other lames alone and come right on over here. Yeah, and get the truth and nothing but the truth. I've been trying to tell y'all for years about this. Been trying to tell y'all for years about Terence Crawford. Everybody put his resume down.